unfortunately.
You've also said that people aren't as resentful at the success of others as we might think. And I think as you watch a lot of people being interviewed today, and you watch some of the students being interviewed, you saw some of the ones up here, you hear people talking a lot about inequality, but you say they really aren't as resentful as we might think, as long as they don't think the game is fixed.
Yes, well, that's certainly the case. Well, first of all, I mean, if you look at the psychological literature, to the degree that it's accurate, which is difficult to ascertain often, people report far more prejudice against their group than against themselves. So that's quite an interesting phenomenon as far as I'm concerned. So there's a tendency for people to exaggerate the degree to which the group they belong to is currently suffering from generalized oppression. They've been relatively free of it themselves. I also think that, fairness is an absolutely essential, and perceived fairness is an absolutely essential component of peace, because people can tolerate inequality, so to speak, or even revel in it, let's say, if they believe that the unequal outcome is deserved.
And I want to stop it there and I give my final thoughts. Yes. And I think that's why socialists try so hard to say that racial disparities proves racism. That's why a lot of socialists, a lot of their arguments center around equal outcomes, right? And that's impossible. We should be focused on equal opportunity. This is why they focus so hard on equity. Equity is actually a term for socialism. Equity is actually socialism. Yes. It's collectivist thinking. We all should have the same outcome, because I'm a black man just like you are a black man across the screen. And since we're both black men, that means we must make the same amount of income. But if I told you, oh, I'm a doctor and you're just a janitor and I make more money than you and I don't have the same lived experiences as you, you're going to say, oh, that's unfair. If you're a socialist, we all should be paid the same. And this is where this thinking comes from. It's rooted in equal outcome. And they try to use this fact that people don't have equal outcome as justification for why we should have socialism. You're right. We all can be equally poor, not equally prosperous. Because for prosperity, it takes work. For prosperity, it takes effort. It takes ability. To be poor, it doesn't take nothing. It's the easiest thing to be. It's easier to be poor than it's easier to be rich. And my thing is, and pretty much the message of this stream is going to be, pick your struggle. Trade-offs must be understood. Because if trade-offs is not understood, some politician can come in here, sell you the desirability of a policy. Oh my God, we could tax the rich and make $500 billion. We'd be able to pay for all this stuff. And you go, yes, we should do that. We're going to vote for it. We're going to tax the rich. Then before you get to tax the rich tells you, hey, we paid 70% of the tax revenue already. You want us to pay even more? You only pay 8% of your income. I pay 21% of my income. You should be paying your fair share. You tell the rich person. Then the rich person decides, okay, fine. You have it your way then. You voted in because at the end of the day, rich people are a minority in this country. Yes, sad, boohoo, tears for them. And then you realize before, your representative that comes in who sold you the dream of taxing the rich, and you're sitting here anticipating the tax revenue saying, oh my God, here comes that $500 million. Then you find out that the entire rich population decided to get second citizenship somewhere else and revoke their American citizenship. Therefore, America no longer has any ties or any claim to get tax revenue from the rich. And then you find out that the amount of taxes that was existing prior is record low in the country. And you're going, what happened? You go to the politician. What happened? I thought taxing the rich will give us $500 billion. What happened to the $500 billion? And then your representative, we're going to call him Iden, the president Iden tells you, well, the rich people just left because they saw no benefit for being in this country anymore because we were going to tax them 21%. And they went to other countries that was better for them. And since we can't find the money out of them, we'll have to tax you that same amount. And now you're pissed. Now you're crying. Now you're mad. Now you find out that the government's in a budget shortfall because the rich people left. The rich people were responsible for 70% of the tax revenue. So therefore, they were negative 70% of tax revenue, so they couldn't pay for all your welfare programs. So you lost out. right? But you didn't think far enough. You didn't think how the other person would feel that they're already contributing 70% of the money, of the revenue that's being used by all of society, and you want even more money for them. And this is the negative results of policy. This is what happens when you don't understand the feasibility of a policy. You vote for things that will end up being, in the long term, the path to your own destruction as a country. Now you have record rates of poverty, right? Socialism never want to come into a poor country and make it prosperous. Socialists always want to come in after capitalism, bring the society into prosperity. That's when they want to take over. Oh, we got it from here, capitalists. You brought us out of poverty. We'll take it from here. That's always the socialist game. But, I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed that analogy. I think that was my attempt at storytelling. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section, in the chat, in the replay. What you guys think? Maybe I should try to attempt to illustrate the results of bad policy or the trade-offs of policy in the future on these streams. I'd like to hear your thoughts and feedback on this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the stream. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.